I'm Ben Collins. I'm 22 years old, and I'm a sophomore at Ohio University.
Now, you were in juniors hockey for quite a few years. When did you first decide that you were going to go into juniors?
I decided I was going to go into juniors 2 weeks before I was supposed to attend school, and about 30 seconds after I was offered a spot on a juniors team in Minnesota.
So was this before high school ended, or was this during the summer then?
This is after high school ended, about 2 weeks before the college I was going to attend had their first day of classes.
Why the sudden switch? Were you just waiting for the right offer?
I knew I wanted to play hockey in college, and I didn't know that most people needed to play juniors before they were really able and at a level to do that. And so a couple weeks before school started, I went up to Minnesota to try out for a team just to see if I could make it and if I really thought it would help me. And it was really apparent that I did need to play juniors. And so when I was offered a spot, I decided to take it to further my dream of playing in college. Juniors is a necessary step for most people. It gives you you can play juniors until you're 21 years old. So it gives you an extra 3 years to develop as a player and to grow up, kind of become a man. And it also gives colleges an opportunity to look at you and scout you.
Okay. And you were talking about, you're in there for 3 or 4 years and it gives you the chance to grow up and be a man. How was the transition from the high school environment and playing hockey with people there to juniors in a completely different state with completely new people?
It was a bit tough. You get thrown in with a host family, so you're just all of a sudden a part of somebody else's family, and you have to deal with that. And then got to get up at 6 in the morning for practices, and everybody kind of expects you to go out at night and party a little bit. So you just have to learn how to balance those kinds of things. But a lot of people had jobs on the side. I did a little bit of school on the side. It kind of just depended on what you could find that fit with our schedule.
Talk about the league you were in. What was the name of the league? What team were you on?
I played in the Minnesota Junior Hockey League, and my first year in juniors, I played for the Twin Cities Northern Lights, which are out of Bloomington, Minnesota, which is where the 1980 Olympic team practiced for most of the time. Yeah, we played on the same ice as they practiced on, which was pretty cool.
What were some highs and lows of being with them?
Highs and lows were just tremendous. When I first made the team, I was only offered a spot as a practice player, and I was told I wouldn't get to play a game until January, and it was August. Then we had a bunch of our defensemen go down with injuries, and I've always been a forward, and they decided pretty much on the way to a game that was about 2 hours away that I was going to play as a defenseman, and I got to play, and I did awful. And,
Why did you do so awful?
I was not prepared for the level of play that was going on mentally and physically. I got 2 goals scored on me and went to the penalty box for 2 minutes.
Now, what was your penalty? Was it something memorable at least?
No. I think it was I'd gotten beat, and so I tripped a guy.
So it was more of an anger penalty.
Yeah.
And you were saying you're getting up at 6 a.m. and you said you're expected to go out and party. What is that about?
There's just kind of an ethos in juniors that it's kind of just what you do. You work hard and you play hard, and then you go and you go out and you play that way hard. It's also kind of just naturally what happens when you put 25 to 30 high-level athletes that are in the age range of 18 to 21 together, and you get them really close. They're going to kind of naturally gravitate to those types of atmospheres.
What were the friendships like that you were able to cultivate, or maybe not cultivate while you were playing with all those guys?
The friendships were really interesting. I still have some of my best friends in the world are guys that I played with. But at the same time, some of the friendships were really hard. You could be really tight with a guy, and then all of a sudden the coach moves you to a position where you guys are fighting each other for a spot on the team and for playing time. And it really strains your friendship. Most of the time, your friendships just don't make it. You end up becoming too competitive in the moment, and it's hard.
Did that happen with you multiple times, or?
Yeah, it did. I was always kind of a bubble guy, so I was always really fighting for a spot, fighting for playing time, and always jealous of the guys that got it and fighting with the other guys that were trying to get it too.
Now, how long did you stay in the Minnesota Hockey League then?
I played my first 2 years there consistently, and then my third year I played up in Canada for a while and down in Texas for a while.
Where in Canada did you play?
I played in Temiskaming, Quebec.
Can you spell that?
Nah.
So Temiskaming, what led you there?
It was a better level of hockey. It was just an opportunity to be with better coaches and play with better teammates, and you actually get fans consistently.
What was the attendance like in Temiskaming?
I'd say like 70% of the town came out.
Wow.
Which sounds sweet, but then you figure it was a mill town in the middle of nowhere, so that's like 700 people.
And then you went down to Texas after that. How was the environment like there?
It was fun in Texas. The league in Texas was not nearly as good as the Minnesota League or the Canadian League, at least across the board. And so when I went down there, I kind of knew that I wasn't going to play anywhere good. I got to just have fun with hockey. I really enjoyed it.
That's the last year that you're eligible for juniors. What was the future looking like for you in Texas?
When I got to Texas, it was kind of like I knew I wasn't going to get to play at a couple of the schools I really wanted to play at. I just hadn't got there skill-wise. So it kind of took a lot of the load off. I kind of coasted a bit. I got to enjoy hockey again for the first time in a long time.